partner here.
His name is Vince.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Vince.
But yeah, no, my guy here. So how do you guys say cello pack? Cool, we're rolling, dude. Let's. I would like to formally introduce our first real guest on the podcast, zmead.
I'm zmead.
Brian didn't account.
Brian is our business partner. Brian is a owner.
But still a guest to the show.
Guest to the show. But yeah, first formal guest,
Yeah.
I would say, is zmead, owner of Card Brokers, along with many other business ventures that he's known for in the sneaker Twitter realm that have all basically derived from like your presence in the sports card community early on. Yeah, I'll let you introduce yourself if you'd like.
Yeah. So I'm zmead, owner of Card Brokers, as you just said.
Yep. Maybe I introduced you a little.
You kind of
too well.
already introduced
I'm sorry.
me. Now I have to
I
redo
introduced
it,
you.
So now it's awkward.
Yeah. Okay. Well, how did you get into like this reselling in general? When did you get into just like resale in the first place?
Dude, Vince asked me this yesterday. I got into reselling, I think, like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago.
Okay.
And I was terrible, and I still am terrible at like reselling shoes.
Yeah.
But like I got in, I think it was Black 350s, like the original drop. It
Yeah,
really
yeah.
wasn't that long ago.
Sure.
I started thinking about it.
Yeah, but year and a half, 2 years ago.
Yeah, something like that. And I got a pair of those on Easy Supply manually. And my friend Corey, Straight Heat wears his name. Like, he doesn't like do Twitter or anything like that. So, but he got me into it. And yeah, so I started reselling. And then I've always been into cards.
Yep.
Like, probably for 10 years because my dad got me into it.
Crazy.
That long?
That's impressive.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
that's really
Actually,
cool.
No, I'm 18. So yeah, it would be longer than 10 years.
That's
but yeah,
awesome.
since I was little. I can't believe I'm 18.
Hell yeah.
That's weird. But yeah, so I've been into cards forever. And then I kind of ended up switching over to that because like cards started to grow in like January, probably like a year ago.
Yep.
Yeah, about a year
Yep.
ago.
Yep.
And then I'd made a group called Sports Card Talk. And I probably made that in like December of 2019.
Okay.
And then like we just talked about cards.
What
as
were
the
you
name kind of
buying?
implies.
Were you buying sealed product at that time?
I was buying individuals. I wish I was buying sealed product. It wasn't
Okay.
like
Right.
that wasn't as popular until like
Yeah.
recently. Like
Yeah.
people really didn't like the big companies did, but now it's like normal
Yep.
for you to buy sealed product, and it wasn't really
Okay.
because it didn't go way up like it does now. But
It was about the chase cards. It was about finding that chase card, getting
Yeah.
it graded, the whole process.
yeah, and grading has changed so much. But anyway, so I made Sports Card Talk. Eventually, start providing information for groups, and
While it was still named Sports Card Talk.
well, Sports Card Talk, but
Okay.
that was just a separate thing, and I just started providing under zmead
Yep.
for groups, and I just kind of started adding on a few groups, and then got a name for myself, and then transferred Sports Card Talk into Card Brokers,
Okay.
and then yeah, I launched that with Stead.
Yep.
Stead was like one of the beginning ones, and it was pretty much me and Stead.
Nice.
And then we launched that and officially went paid. Like we went in beta. I don't know how long we were in beta, not very long, like a month. And then we went paid, I think, on April 20th. So
Okay.
420.
Damn, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
It and an easy enough day to remember too, which is
Yeah.
good. So that's interesting. So Sports Card Talk transition into Card Brokers. I guess from my perspective, when you first like blew up on the scene was right around, I would say like March, April is when we were first introduced to each other.
Yeah,
I
probably.
thought that Card Brokers was your core and then you started providing, but you were already a service provider and then it makes sense. It's
Yeah,
awesome.
that's how I like grew. So when I started Card Brokers, people already knew
Who you
like,
were.
I
They knew
wouldn't
you
say
were
we had a lot of
legitimate.
hype, but yeah, we had like some people wanting in and stuff from the beginning, which is hard for a group because I'd been providing for groups and cards were growing and there wasn't really any card groups yet.
Yeah, well, you were there at the absolute perfect place
Yeah,
and time.
just
It's
perfect
incredible.
timing, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. You said you were into so this is interesting. You said you've been reselling for a year and a half, 2 years, but you've been into sports cards for 10. So what were you doing with the sports cards for the previous 8 years? Were you like collecting? How was it a profitable venture or just like a pure hobby for you prior to you getting into reselling?
It ended up being profitable in the long run because cards ended up shooting up and I got lucky. Like Mike Trout rookies.
Yeah.
I had a good bit of those, and then I got lucky
Nice.
with Mike Trout. But yeah, it was always just collecting, mostly vintage stuff.
Okay.
Because my dad was into vintage, so then I loved vintage. So I just collected vintage all throughout my childhood, pretty much. Like
Nice.
Have you
1950s
sold
and
much
stuff.
of that?
No, I don't sell it. I
don't
sell
sell
all my new
vintage,
stuff.
just new stuff?
Yeah.
That's cool.
So, like, would you consider Mike Trout something you would sell, though? Like, you sold those rookie cards?
I still have those just
Oh, okay.
because
Damn. Okay.
because it was from my childhood.
That's
pretty
cool.
much.
Yeah.
I respect that.
Nice.
So you were already highly familiarized with the process of everything, like ripping, grading, trading, the market as a whole, like the climate of the sports car market, even though you weren't like actually selling, and it wasn't a highly profitable venture for you. It was still a hobby.
Yeah.
When our worlds collided, like the resale world and the sports card world, you were just ready. It sounds like you were like ready to go. That's awesome.
And it was great because the card market was growing at the same time. So
exactly.
Yeah,
it was like bigger than any of us. I mean, shoot, we talk about this, man. Like there's a right place, right time. Like we were ready to ride that wave when it started. Like when sports cards started to really catch steam and dig in the sneaker world and sneaker Twitter and whatnot per se. It's like if you were there for it, ready to give guidance, because at first it was like a black hole of information. Like kids were coming, they were just like used to selling stuff on StockX. It's an entire different world. Sports cards are, especially when you go like into like ripping, grading, all of the above.
That gets complicated.
Yeah, there's a lot. Do you watch sports?
Yeah,
Yeah?
I do. I mostly watch. Well, right now I'm watching basketball because obviously it's basketball season. But so my family watches sports. I have a brother and my dad, and we watch the Suns a lot because there's a player named Javon Carter, which you probably don't know. But
Not
he's
really.
from West Virginia, and we always like him, and he's terrible. But we still like.
He's your
watch-
guy,
Yeah,
though.
his cards? Like,
Yeah.
You buy your
My
players'
brother,
cards?
my
Yeah.
brother collects Javon
That's
Carter a
cool.
lot,
Nice.
and they're really cheap. So we watch a lot of that, and then I like watching like the Nets because they have Durant and Harden and Kyrie, and so yeah.
Other sports? Do you watch
Oh
football?
yeah, other sports. Football, no, I
Okay.
don't. Well, yes, some. I watch some football, but
Yeah.
not like as much as basketball. And then baseball, I watch a lot of.
You do watch baseball.
Like the Yankees.
Nice.
And then I like watching whoever's good, like Tatis, or Fernando Tatis.
Yep.
I watched a lot of him.
And, like,
Acuna.
Trout. You were
Yeah,
talking
Trout.
about
I
Trout.
like watching Trout.
You just like the goats in baseball and whatnot.
Yeah,
that's fun.
how I like it.
Hell yeah. You like Mookie Betts?
Bets.
Yeah.
I like that guy's chains.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
got
I don't.
some chains,
I don't.
man.
I kind of like him, but I don't watch him or anything.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So in general, like you came into the sneaker Twitter scene a couple years back. You said you got into like sneaker reselling.
Yeah.
Are you reselling any sneakers at this point?
Am I reselling? Maybe on occasion.
Yeah.
Like very rare occasion. I mostly just buy sneakers, so I
Like,
buy a
you
lot
might
of stuff.
Sell me those Yeezys.
Yeah, so I'll sell you those Yeezys and hook up Vince.
Yeah,
but,
yeah, of course.
But yeah, other than that, I don't like go for any drops really anymore.
Yeah.
Right. Well, it makes sense. You're full time, providing information and services in regard to. So tell us, just like about card brokers, because it's different than GF&F in as far as like directionally. You guys obviously are highly focused on sports cards. I know you have like other trading card games, like you have information on Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic.
Yeah.
You try to offer comics, but also you guys cater to a lot more as far as like, I know you were talking about you try to at least give guidance and information on, grading, opening products, stuff like that we don't know much about, frankly. You know what I mean? And you are well versed. So yeah. What are some of your focuses as far as that? Like, do you recommend people to be ripping and grading a lot, or where do you find yourself?
For that, it's always better to keep it sealed. I mean, there's certain things. So like, remember those Pulsar NBA Hoops Premium sets?
Yes.
That were like 150. I think we talked about that.
Yeah. From Target. They were like, were they Target exclusive?
Target exclusive.
Yes.
We were recommending to open those and grade, because you already know what's in it. There's not like a risk behind that. You're not like gambling opening packs.
Because it was a full player set?
Yeah, it's a full player set. And grading those are really profitable. Now the price, when it was back and really cheap, because there was a time when it was just barely over retail.
Right.
And,
For the
and they
box
sat on
itself.
Target too, yeah.
Yeah.
But now it's like a $400 box or whatever. But for the most part, always recommend keeping it sealed. But a lot of members open because it's fun to open cards.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's a hobby and a passion for a lot of people. I mean, that's a great example of a particular product and service that we were not really able to. So like I had no idea that there was more money to be made from actually ripping those factory sets and grading them. How much profit were people looking at if the submissions came back in like a high grade?
High grade, it's hard to say. So in each one, there's like 2 Zions, 2 Jaws, and then you have all the good players.
Yeah.
And a lot of the good players had 2 cards. So, I had my Zions come back that I 10-dayed. I paid like $55 per card to get it back quickly, but then I sold them for almost $400.
Wow.
Dang.
For the Zions and Jaws. So it
How
just
many were
depends on the
there?
grade.
Two?
2 Zions, 2 Jaws.
Can you do that now? That rapid grading?
You can still do rapid grading, but it just costs
A lot
a
more?
lot, and
Okay.
you're wanting to make sure that it's gonna get a good grade.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So you wouldn't want to send if you knew it wasn't
If
good.
it's
Yeah,
Or
and
the
if you weren't
center.
like
Like an
really
8
familiar
plus
with
or
looking at it, you're really looking when you're spending a lot. You're looking for a 10.
Yeah.
But like
Okay.
if I thought it was gonna 9, I'd still send it just in a lower level.
Okay.
Got it. Let's talk about PSA a little bit. I know that's something, we've been roasted before in regard to like how little we know about grading.
Not me.
Hey, yes, you.
What?
You don't know
When?
about this. We at one point on an earlier episode had attempted to have conversation or expound on our vast knowledge of grading cards,
Uh-huh.
I remember
and people got.
What did I say?
I don't know. I don't know what
No
either of
way,
us said.
dude.
Yes, but we
'Cause I
talked
feel
about
like I
it.
wouldn't even
And
have said
no, but
anything.
people,
It
Zmead
was
said.
just Garrett.
Oh, it
Yeah.
was just me. Oh, fuck. Okay,
What would I have said?
I don't know.
Send your cards.
Send them. Send the good ones. Okay, I guess it was just me.
Trim the edges.
But I was telling ZMAD, I'm like, yeah, it's gonna be great to be able to talk about grading and other stuff because
Yeah.
I don't know shit. I don't know that much about it. Like, I just don't grade I just that's not my type of like reselling that I do. And he's like, yeah, it's funny. I've actually had people send me clips of you trying to talk about grading.
So
like,
glad
dude,
it's
look,
not
get
really good.
a load of this fucking guy. So yeah, I don't know. It's just and from the beginning, I don't have the background in the hobby that you do. I'm very much like a transplant. Like I came from sneaker Twitter. I was transplanted into this card world. And, obviously I take a lot of pride in the knowledge and I think that I've gotten a lot of knowledge over the past year and I pride myself on that. But still there's stuff that I'm way less familiar in.
You really like it, like the card stuff.
I love it,
Yeah,
dude.
you're
It's
pretty passionate about it.
I love it. It's so fun. I mean, it truly is. Like, I was just gonna reference. Even I hate missing. I like to be the one to ping and tell the group,
Yeah.
go buy him. Like I don't know. It gets me going. I take a lot of pride in it. One new venture in the card world that I know ZMED is really hot on is NBA Top Shot. So you are really keen on this and you think that there's a lot of longevity in Top Shot. It could be like, maybe 5-10 years of people making money from it, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
something like that.
Yeah. So what are your true thoughts on Top Shot? And all NBA Top Shot, for those that don't know, they are virtual cards, blockchain. It's literally just you buy packs and then you can rip moments. Is that I'm gonna give you the floor here if you want to talk Top Shot. So go ahead.
I'm far from the Top Shot professional, but I think
You're a provider for us, right?
yeah, something like that.
Right.
So it's like I think like the norm. I don't know if there's like different levels of packs.
Yep.
So I may look like an idiot talking about this, but
all
I
good.
think I know there's a $9 pack.
Yep.
And there's like 3 moments in each pack. And I guess you can like turn around and sell it, but then you like can't sell the moments for 6 weeks from the time you made your account. I don't like it.
It's an entirely virtual business and whatnot, and people are, I'd be a fool to not acknowledge that people have and are making real money from Top Shot. It's an incredibly risky venture. It's artificial scarcity to the most literal degree possible. people aren't physically holding these cards. Like the moments, they're like video clips, correct? Of players, you know, doing highlight. I don't know if you've seen like the Top Shot moments and whatnot, but yeah, people are like buying and trading and seeking after these moments. It'll be like a video of a guy doing a dunk or something like that. I'm like, how is that worth 50,000 US dollars? Like that doesn't make sense, bro. It's there's money in it now, but it's a market that eventually there's no substance to it. There's really no strong foundation or collector demand. It's a lot of flippers selling to flippers is like kind of how you would describe it. Resellers selling to resellers. Yeah, which will sustain prices to a certain point and pinnacle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But eventually that bubble pops because like, do you know? Okay, so you own car brokers. You have a lot of like truly passionate hobbyists that you know that are involved in your community. Like, are they buying Top Shot moments?
No, I don't know many hobbyist type people really buying. I know there are some, but not many people. The majority of the card community hates the idea because it's really just drove by social media influencers.
Yeah,
and like other groups, even like cook groups. Like you have all the cook groups adding Top Shot providers and they're trying to push it and everybody's trying to be an investor in it, but I believe it'll crash eventually, but I'm not the Top Shot professional either, so I really don't.
It's a funny thing. Top Shot professional is a funny phrase because like, is there such thing as a Top Shot professional? I would say no. I'm not gonna, you know, no knock on anyone. I'm all for someone going and getting their dollar, but as far as being like a Top Shot provider, quote unquote, it's you're kind of classically pumping and dumping your own calls sometimes, and sometimes of course they could have a good call based on the growth of this Top Shot movement and industry. But like no one's an expert, and that's an important thing, or maybe not nobody, but very few people would be considered to have like expertise level to the point where you know we trust them to direct all of our members of what to buy and where to invest their money and stuff like that. It just seems like a shaky. It reminds me of Project 2020. Like I just get Project 2020 vibes from this, but this is a virtual product, so
I think it's a lot worse. Yeah,
exactly, maybe even worse as far as the foundation for that very reason. Project 2020, there are a lot of like passionate hobbyists that did get that caught on and rode that wave for a little bit, got into it.
I was on I'll admit it, I was on the 2020 project wave, but it ended up crashing partly due to a lot of like sports card investor on YouTube comes out, makes a video, nothing against him, saying that he thinks the market's going to crash. It makes people start to sell, and then just like the market just kind of funnels down.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I'm not putting it fully on him or anything, but I mean stuff like that. Like people start doing that.
I'm in that guy's server. He's got like a free giant server.
Yeah, I think he does. I'm not in that, but I've heard about that.
Yep. I saw he was like in his he was kind of getting like bad like to I don't want to like talk bad on another YouTuber or whatever, but I'm just gonna talk about it, like whatever. He was getting pretty bad like to dislike ratios on some of his videos and whatnot because and then I was going into the comments, this was several months back, and people were just basically saying he's like a total sellout, just trying to pump his own cards and whatever it is. I don't really know. I don't know much about the guy on a personal level.
Yeah,
but
like the Tiger Woods card came out not long ago because Tiger Woods is having a documentary. Yeah, and his cards shoot up in price, and I don't. He may not be doing it intentionally, sports card investor, but he has a lot of following, and he needs to be careful, I think, with what he says. He'll come out and makes a video with like the thumbnail of him going like this and like saying, down. Tiger Woods is going down, like this big graphic, and then makes an entire video to why the card's going down.
And that will get people to
when 10,000 people watch your video.
Yeah, I mean, that's valid. It'll either prevent them from buying.
And the price is shot down after that, of course.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you into Tiger Woods card? That's an interesting. Like, how about obscure
Bubba Watson? Would you recommend?
You're a new Bubba Watson investor.
Vin's a big investor. So
I like obscure stuff. That's kind of what we've moved towards a lot, especially like a lot of the admins and card brokers, Bobby and Kurt and James, they're pushing like a bunch of weird stuff. MMA, Marvel,
MMA,
NASCAR. I know some people collect NASCAR.
Maybe
What?
not. I don't know. I'm just talking
There's
shit.
gotta be.
I don't really know.
There's market.
Have you
I
seen
know
how
people
many
who collect
go to
NASCAR.
those things?
Yeah.
I'm talking smack, dude. I don't know.
Dude, after this, since you're not buying, I'm buying.
You're buying
Danica Patrick.
Danica Patrick
Yeah.
rookie card.
Does she still drive?
I don't think
no,
so.
no clue. Vince
Oh,
would know.
maybe
He's a
Formula
big
One.
NASCAR
That'd
guy
be
over here.
interesting, like Schumacher and stuff.
Yeah.
Huh.
Do you have any in your collection, like crazy obscure cards that you have kept for yourself or?
No.
No? Okay. I know James
like
is
vintage,
someone, Supreme Sales on Twitter. Shout out to him. Really nice guy. But he's into a variety of like Marvel. And I see him with like Flintstones cards. And I've referenced,
that's
I see
cool.
his pickups all the time. I'm like, man, it's cool. It's
That's
really
what I
cool.
would buy, dude.
Yeah, it's fun.
I like the weird stuff for sure.
Yeah,
I like
that's
vintage
cool.
more though.
Vintage,
Yeah.
yeah.
So vintage, you could consider it weird stuff to some people, but
Yeah.
I guess it's not really weird to me.
Well, it's funny. They were making cards of everything when I was a kid. I saw, I forget who it was, but someone on Twitter the other day posted it was like a Harry Potter Hermione card from 2001.
Yeah, I saw that.
Dude, they were making cards of everything. Like that was when the Harry
Wow.
Potter movie came out. They were just
That's
making
crazy.
cards of everything back then. So yeah, there's like whatever like movie or series or TV show you were big into as a kid. If you were from like a '90s kid or whatever, like there's probably a card out there
Yeah.
in a high grade or something that you can go and pick up. It's pretty cool. As far as like current modern card releases, a couple updates in 2021 with release procedures from the big box stores, Target and Walmart. I'll start by asking this. Do you go for much in-store like releases?
No, I used to. Like, it used to be easier. Like, if your local Walmart stocks or Target stocks at the same time the same day every week, like
Yeah.
that's easy. You just stop by in the morning, fit it into your schedule.
Yeah, see what you can get.
Yeah, but now it's like so much of it's just backdoored, and I don't think there's anything wrong with backdooring. I mean, they sell for so much money. Like
Yeah.
if I was stocking shelves, not making very much money, I'd be backdooring it. I mean,
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. If I was getting paid whatever they get paid, 10,
Yeah.
15, $20 an hour,
Yeah.
and then someone's like, "Hey, I'll triple your pay to just
Yeah,
text me once a
exactly.
week." Okay, I'm in. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Simple enough.
So I don't hate on it, but I think they'll change. I think they'll end
Yes.
up taking away in store or something like that.
I think so too. I think that directionally
All
we're
online.
Yeah, but then it's just gonna get bought.
Bought
I don't.
Yeah, so yeah.
I don't know.
What
it's
is
hard.
That's
what
what I'm
is the
wondering.
solution?
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone has like the solution yet because in store if you can circumvent the back doors, that is quote unquote a very fair way to do it. But then again, it's a matter of like who can line up the earliest in the morning and like stand in the cold the longest. Like that sucks for people
Yeah,
that
and
actually but the specific changes that I know about, people are saying that their Walmart card sections are being shrunk by like they're only like a fourth or a fifth the size that the card sections were prior. So yeah, this has been reported by like a few big accounts, apparently in a few different corners of the country, that Walmart is just really cutting back and retracing the size of their card section, which would of course indicate a cutting down of volume in product in theory. I don't know this. It hasn't happened
Yeah.
in my Walmart. Mine still looks normal. But this is like a slightly confirmed. We also talked about just a couple weeks ago the early rumors and the Target release procedure changes. Now we actually have some confirmation that like this is really happening. There's some real official changes that Target's making. I'm gonna go off memory, but the pictures that from the announcements I've seen in store, they literally just spell out the vendor at this store comes Monday, Tuesday, Thursday at 11:30 a.m. If you want an opportunity to buy sports cards, come in starting at 8 a.m. on those days and get your name on the waiting list, and then you'll be texted at your chance to receive it. So that is what the actual official release procedure is looking like as of right now. Yeah. In my head, all that means is that there's going to be a giant goddamn line out front of Target on those days of the week. You know what I mean? Before they open. And I don't know how much it'll be a little less chaotic. It would prevent backdooring in theory. You would think that this would be a foolproof way to do it. But yeah, what are your guys' initial thoughts on that system? Good, bad?
I you can't wait for like one box. Somebody wants to wait for like a $15 box of cards. Like I don't want to put my name on a waiting list. I would understand if like they were doing it in like bundles.
Yeah.
Or like if it was an expensive product, for example, if it was like a hobby box, $1,000 box, I'd understand putting your name on a waiting list and everything.
Right.
But to do it for like a pack of cards or something seems kind of goofy.
I know. Yeah, you're maybe not even guaranteed anything.
Target's 2 per SKU, right? So like, would they give you 2?
I think it's 1. I think you get
one?
one.
I heard it was 1.
Yeah,
That's
like one
not-
blaster, 1 CeeLo pack, or cello
That's
pack.
crazy.
But yeah.
My thing was like, I was thinking they would just take this list and let's just say they had like open enrollment every month or 2 where you could sign up.
Oh.
And then they would actually like, instead of like 1 box, like if you got selected for this week or one of the
You
weeks,
got to take stock.
No, you got to take. No, they would select like 100 guys or something.
Yeah.
And they're giving up, let's just say 400 boxes or something
Right.
total. Then you'd each get 4 boxes.
Right.
And then obviously the next month, those guys wouldn't win. It'd be whoever else. But
Vince thought it was going to be just a one
yeah,
winner a
one guy
month.
gets them all.
Getting like
You got
10,000 boxes of
20,000
hoops.
entries.
That'd be
Hey,
sick.
we've got about $70,000. Congratulations, zmead. You've been selected to win $70,000 of retail NBA hoops
Yeah,
to
that'd be
be
sick.
picked up at Target on Thursday. Yeah, no,
That's what they're doing.
They'll be big changes, man. It's so Target is like anti-reseller, bro. I think all the way back to like some of my earlier experiences with Target, which were in the summer, like selling pools. My like special loop was in Minnesota. Like, okay, so I was living in Minnesota. Target is a like Minneapolis-based company, so all of like they have a super high store density out there. Just I like, dude, I had literally between 16 and 20. It was a crazy amount of Targets just within like a small radius from me out there, and I think they get a lot of their shipments and whatnot, and their warehouse, their storage is all like in Minnesota. It's just a Minnesota company, and as a result, the Intex pools, like all the super heavy ones, they were all just being sold in Minnesota. And how it was explained to me was that like, they're like, hey, if they're selling in Minnesota, why would we pay the logistics price of shipping 300-pound pools to Florida and New England? Like they're just going to let them sell in Minnesota. So I was running around crazy, like looping pools, and I'm, it was amazing. But that's when I learned, I'm like, wow, these people like hate resellers. They're anti-reseller, actively trying to they'll try to stand in front of you at the self-checkout and stuff, bro. They'll get crazy. Whereas Walmart, they're just like, yeah, congrats, you found them. You know what I mean?
It just doesn't. I don't understand that because like it doesn't affect. I've thought about this before. Like I just don't understand how reselling hurts Target at all.
It
I mean, I
doesn't.
guess it can make their customers upset that they didn't get the product.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But do they care that much about their customers anyways? They still get the money, which is like
Yep, exactly.
I just don't. I don't.
And
I'm not gonna stop shopping at Target because I didn't get to buy a box of basketball cards.
Exactly.
I don't know.
I believe that Target and Walmart, like the as far as customer satisfaction, what percentage of their customer base gives the slightest care about sports cards? It's a very, very, very small percentage. And I contrast that with Fanatics, Topps, Panini, or just like smaller card companies. They would have incentive for to have fair release procedures because like their entire clientele and customer base is card fanatics and hobbyists that they want to get their hands on the product. And I'm not saying that Target and Walmart want to let down whatever other percentage of like card heads, but ultimately they're doing big business. Well, dude, Walmart is probably more annoyed by this stuff than any like as on their actual spreadsheets and financials. Like I'd be so curious to see how much of a tiny little blip sports cards are on
it's
Walmart.
like $1,000 a week.
I'm
probably,
saying
in
it's
like
nothing.
the total stock. Yeah.
Right, and yet it takes up 72% of their phone calls. You know what I mean? Like, just think about that from a big business perspective. Like, someone's got to be looking at these numbers. Like, hey, man, this sports card thing, we're only making a couple million a year from it total, or however many it is, but it's taken up all these extra man hours on the floor from our management team, from the phone calls we're getting on it. It's a lot. So when I heard the early rumors about them, this was months ago. Remember the rumors like 5 months ago that they were just clipping in store completely next year.
Yeah, they've done that so much. Like, I don't know how these rumors show up, but yeah, they come up with that all the time.
Right, but it's people with the most incentive to get this stuff on Walmart shelves and Target shelves are not Walmart and Target, but Panini and Topps. Panini and Topps want this stuff to have that exposure from being on Walmart shelf. They like moving that retail product. So for that reason, I think that we will still see retail releases, obviously. But yeah, maybe it will be a higher percentage online compared to in store, especially like if the actual floor space is being cut down. I just don't see what else they're gonna do directionally.
Yeah, but then if it releases online, it really is just bots. Like, I think Topps makes an effort to actually give product to customers. They have Montgomery Club.
And they try new things all the time.
They try to do, like Panini, do they do anything? They just kind of like just put them on the website. Here you go, KSR, you can have
Topps
them.
Well, it's Target.
Panini's
and Panini is Walmart.
Panini's one of two ways. Panini will be like, all right, either we're charging resale via Dutch auction or fight to the death. You know what I mean? Because if you sneeze on their website, it goes down, and yet for some reason they don't scale it or change it or anything. Like, isn't it? Yeah, dude.
It's interesting. Like, some of those Dutch auctions, like, they do really well, even if you pay what would be high price, right?
Yeah.
Do you buy a lot of hobby? Do you buy any hobby products? That's interesting, because we don't.
Yeah, because
I don't buy a lot of hobby.
What I see doing well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and card brokers, we actually focus a lot on like those Dutch auctions because they end up getting pretty low in price a lot of times because people. It definitely is interesting because you don't know what price it's selling out at. I don't know anybody who has like stock numbers on the back. Like, if you could
used to, though, I think.
Yeah, I think.
Not anymore, though.
Like if you could figure out a way to figure out how many boxes, that would be insane.
Dude,
right?
And you know when people are buying.
Find that out.
Yeah, we've tried, and it's like I just don't know how.
Yeah.
But we end up buying a lot of it and actually do pretty well with it.
Yeah,
sure.
I've seen that.
Yeah, especially on like the better products.
Yeah.
Do you have to hold those hobby products, or is it like you find when you get them in hand, the market's there?
A lot of times it's you never make a lot off those Dutch auctions, but you can make like $100 on a hobby box, which that can be scaled and everything. But a lot of them are holds too. Yeah.
Cool. This is a fun thing. So I was thinking like Panini releases and whatnot. Obviously we know like the white sparkle packs that released recently. One of our members, one of our OG members, been with us from the very, very beginning. But he ripped the packs that he was able to get, and he pulled the 1-of-1 Joe Burrow auto. Yeah, yep, it's awesome.
Yeah.
So and that was like, so the Justin Herbert would probably be considered the better of the best card from, but then this Joe Burrow, like that's a clear number 2 at least best card. Yeah,
that's unreal because there's thousands and thousands of packs out there, and like to genuinely pull the second best card,
that's crazy
in the world
from probably not. I mean, I don't know how many you got. I mean, I think like maybe 5 or 10 packs, maybe a bit more, but regardless, that's insane.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
And as far as the price, like we were talking about this at breakfast, the price of this. It's a 1-of-1, so it's like the value is in the eye of the beholder. It could be a 10, like I don't know. You take it away. What do you think this thing's gonna go for?
Man, it's tough.
It's
tough to buy that kind of stuff. But like, I wouldn't say that $30K to $70K is completely out of reason. Like,
that's crazy.
But I'm not gonna say that's the price either. But yeah, I think that
it could. There could be a buyer willing to pay that.
In that amount of price.
That's the and that's the thing with 1-of-1s. It's not so much about the market. It's about the buyer. If you can find the right buyer, like that believes in Joe Burrow cards to that degree, and it's a 1-of-1 from a white sparkle pack like that. Insane. It's a product line that most people didn't even get their hands on at all. That's godly. That's super crazy, man. Okay, big transition, big news in the industry, not really the industry, just big news in the world recently is, GameStop, AMC, a lot of
Doge.
Doge. Some crypto pump and dumps alongside silver's being pumped up. There's a lot of crazy economic conversations to be had right now, or market conversations about market volatility, whatnot. Everyone is quite familiar with the backstory on you know, all basically the people that shorted GameStop to the degree that it was, and everyone knows the whole backstory, so we can save all of that.
Yeah.
But let's just talk more about sneaker Twitter directly, like our space of, you know, sneaker Twitter, entrepreneurial Twitter, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Like, obviously has had a ton of fun with this. I know I have too,
Embraced
bro.
it, dude.
Bro, it's so much.
Embraced it.
Oh yeah, it's been
It's been fun, yeah.
Oh, it's been fun. It's been a crazy topic of conversation, and you just never know. Yeah, you could tell everyone's really getting in on
I
it.
was telling Garrett, I don't go on Twitter, really. I don't post or anything. But, like, last week I was on Twitter more than I would be in, like, 6 months.
Right.
Because it was just so fun.
Yeah, there's
Like,
just so much action going on,
Yeah.
like, every day. Even
Yeah.
still, as we record, people are making or breaking a lot of money right now, and there's like huge updates, like right now.
the volatility is like you would see in an altcoin of crypto.
Yes.
Because, like, they're just, the percentages they're going up and down is insane.
Yep, it's amazing. I want to like hit Dogecoin though, like that you brought up, because a lot of dudes in our industry bought into this farce that you know, people that just maybe are less familiar with crypto, less familiar with like altcoins or like shit coins as they're referred to sometimes, or just like the lesser quality.
Well, I wouldn't call it a
Good for
farce.
him.
What do you mean?
Because there are people that actually do believe in Doge, like,
Okay,
as, as a currency, or I don't think so much an asset as Bitcoin. But the thing about Doge is, like, if you look at the chart historically, and this is true for, I'd say, a good majority of altcoins, the goal of these big investors is to use these altcoins and do like pump and dumps to get more fiat, which would be US dollars or dollar currency, or more Bitcoin,
Buy more
Ethereum.
Bitcoin.
So they will, like, it's easy to pump things that have market cap, meaning, like, if you owned all of Doge, every single Doge coin, it would only be like a few $1 billion, which, okay, that's a lot of money. But if you have 10 guys that are big whales with a ton of money, you could buy 5% of the active asks and pump it artificially. The momentum goes just like GameStop, but to a lesser degree.
Yep.
So they pump it, and historically they will pump Doge to a portion of Bitcoin. Like, if you're comparing a chart, it's too technical, but anyways, historically they pump Doge. It's a great one to pump because it has this meme factor.
Well, it's
General
got
public
influencer
knows.
marketing.
Yes. So
Yeah.
they will pump it, and then they will just sell out.
They all sell.
And then they buy back in when it gets to a certain point.
Yep.
Lays dormant for months.
They do it
and
again.
then boom.
At the right
so it's
opportunity.
just a great, and so yeah, that's everyone came into Doge because it was easy for that. Wasn't it? What's the group called? Like, they started saying to buy Doge.
Wall Street
Like,
bets.
when
Wall
Robin
Street-
Hood banned Doge that day,
yeah.
then it made everybody say buy Doge, buy, you know,
Right.
And it just pumped to
Crazy. It
There's
got up
like-
to like
what-
7.8 cents.
which is like they're called Satoshis, which Satoshis are like fractions of a Bitcoin. And so when you have crypto day traders, they compare like where it's been historically compared to Bitcoin price.
Yeah.
Literally, you can draw this. There's a line like this. It hit it here in the past. It went up to this portion of Bitcoin, and it literally went up to here. It's like 200 something Satoshis.
Okay.
And so that's when they were selling this
Yep.
past time.
Yep.
And actually went. I mean, but anyways, yeah, it's just an easy coin to pump and dump. So.
Makes sense. And when I said that like people bought into the farce of it, I mean, like, the farce was Doge to $1. That tagline was made like the whales that were in Doge that dumped at 7 cents were the ones saying Doge to $1. Like, they never believed it was going to $1. They believed it was going to 7 cents.
Was
and
it
they
7 cents or is it 1/7 of a cent?
It got up to 7.8 cents.
Which
It
is
got that
insane.
high?
It did.
I didn't realize it got.
This pump
Yeah.
went from, I want to say like about a week ago, it was at about like 1.5 cent or 1 cent
Yeah.
per Dogecoin,
So
and it got to 7.8
The reason
cents.
$1 is just so, it's just moronic to think it would do that, You
Exactly.
look at the market cap. Don't think of it as 7 cents.
Yep.
There are billions and billions of these out there.
Exactly.
If it went
People-
to $1, you would 10x that market cap, and it would basically go from like 3 or 4 billion
Yes.
to 40 billion. Meaning the company, if you are calling Doge a company, is now worth 40 billion.
Yep.
I mean, it's like GameStop. It historically is like $5 or $6.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it's 700.
Yep.
That you're saying the market value of GameStop is like ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess it would be possible, but in terms of market cap, you're putting it a fourth of Bitcoin, a fifth of Bitcoin or something, and it's just that if it were $1, it just doesn't make sense.
People very dangerously were like conflating what was happening with GameStop, the shorts on GameStop and what that was causing to, ultimately happening to the price of the shares. People were conflating that with I had, obviously wouldn't name him by name because like you'll see why in a second, but just like a normie friend of mine was like, hey man, like you hearing about this Dogecoin? You think we should start buying it? Like, is it shorted the same way as GameStop? And I'm like, bro, you're in over your head. Don't even think about spending.
That's when you know to sell.
That's when you know to sell.
When
Exactly.
you hear normal people saying like buy.
That's the pump.
That's literally when you sell.
That is the
Yeah.
peak.
That's it.
Exactly. Yeah. Vince roasted me once. He's like, dude, when I hear you talking about a cryptocurrency, he goes, I know that thing
He
is
calls
peaked.
me. I look at my phone in the morning last week.
Yeah.
And he had called me in the night at like midnight, and then the next morning he called me, and I get on the phone with him. He's like, dude, this is like revolutionary. You gotta buy GameStop. You gotta
Yes,
what?
GameStop. GameStop, yes.
And I'm like, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I wish I
And
owned
it
it
is
right now because I would sell it.
And it is revolutionary, and that is the difference.
It's
Is
a
that
cool
GameStop is very GameStop and AMC. It's very much principle, and it's mathematic.
Yeah.
There's numbers like the shorts on GameStop prices
Mathematically.
Yes,
Yeah.
had the playing field not
Yeah.
been completely shifted by these like shadow people and organizations, had the playing field been left even, Melvin Capital screwed up majorly, and as did other big firms and whatnot. And ultimately, yeah, it was mathematically guaranteed that the prices were going to go up.
Really? I didn't know that.
If they were bought in, if there was enough people investing in and whatnot, and they held their shares, like there was math behind GameStop's price increase. Whereas Doge, it was a pump by influencers, and they just rode the coattails of the hype behind all of that, and it's just a dangerous. We see this all the time in sneaker Twitter. In sneaker Twitter, I really, I like to put in quotes because it's like opportunists, financial Twitter at this point. Like we're going for anything. Like these dudes are jumping on any wave and every wave, and it's dangerous. A lot of people invested like real money into Dogecoin at the top, dude. People bought in right at the top, and it's just dangerous. People need to be like careful and well researched before they start investing into this type of stuff.
This actually makes me think about a conversation we had when I was saying and we talked about this a few podcasts back.
Yeah.
Like buying Pokemon cards as investments. It feels like it's the top right now, but then I was saying I want to look at the math, the population counts of these PSA 10s of the 1999 cards, because if they're under 500, meaning 500 total. Let's just say Pikachu PSA 10s. You're saying worldwide there aren't 500 people that would pay like 30 to 40 grand for the card? Because it's not that now.
Right.
But I think the guys that are becoming older, like your generation,
it is my
will
generation,
have disposable income.
Yep.
In
Agreed.
4, 5, 6, 7 years. So it's
even
literally
more in 20 years.
Right. And that's
exactly.
the one. When I think of investments from cards, I'm so anti-investing in cards, and I don't know why, but I was talking to him about the Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
Anyways, I was like, I would probably buy a Pokemon PSA 10 1999 or like first edition before I were to buy any card, baseball, football, from the past 10 years.
I believe in Pokemon too.
Yeah.
I believe that. I believe base set first edition Pokemon is going to the moon. I don't believe that anyone can accurately say what the peak value is on these cards, because dude, like Charizard, bro, we've seen it, complete anomalies. Baseball cards, Mike Trout card, Superfractor and whatnot, selling for millions of dollars higher than what they were supposed to sell for. Millions of dollars higher. It takes one rich guy to completely change the market on a particular collectible or whatnot. So yeah, man, as far as Pokemon, I do believe in I don't know, not short term crazy growth, but yeah,
long
bro,
term.
like when my generation, 23 to 30 or 29-year-old, when we're like 55 and there's a lot more millionaires, I mean, who knows?
This is why I like the video game stuff too.
Right.
Because I used to play Nintendo 64 games. I don't know what I don't know what your generation was playing, but
like Xbox 360.
dude, I would
Modern Warfare
Halo
2.
or something, like I would love to have an original Zelda, great, like in the box, sealed.
Yeah.
Like that's super cool. It's expensive now already.
Yep.
But I can't imagine 10 years that not being just
even more
exponentially higher.
It's funny.
I would collect that stuff.
I don't know much about like Zelda. Like that was just Xbox 360, Modern Warfare 2.
So that would be
Modern Warfare 2, bro. That game.
Did it come in a CD? Like it was still?
Yeah, it was a disc.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Did you play? No.
I played Modern Warfare 2. I was
nice.
later. How much younger am I than you? Like 7 years?
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
8 years.
Yeah. So
8
I mean, I
years.
played Call of Duty when I was young. I would have been like 10 though.
Mm-hmm.
And then yeah,
That's like
I would've
gaming
I was
age,
like
though.
Ghost. I like Ghost a lot. A lot of people hated Ghost.
Okay.
But that was like, I think it's because I had a friend who played Ghost, and then I got on it, and yeah, that was like my main Call of Duty game.
Nice. That's cool.
Yeah.
Another big topic. So, man, we touched on this once already, but there's just updates. So it's very much relevant. The trophy room, like backdoor situation, bro. What a fucking
You
disaster.
can't even say trophy room now without laughing.
I know, the
such a-
bro. This is like the most publicity and exposure to a backdoor operation or like failed backdoor attempt that I've ever seen in my life. Everyone knows about it. It's crazy. Like
Yeah, they've never had. I can't think of like a single public backdoor.
right, where
that was
everyone and their mother knows that it's getting backdoored. It's madness, dude. And okay, so a couple specific updates that we know or believe to be true as of time of recording are that the shoes in circulation are rumored to be legitimate pairs, not fakes. Probably actually backdoored, not stolen, the majority of them. But because of the heat and flack that maybe Michael Jordan's son, Marcus Jordan, owner of Trophy Room, they're all getting a lot of flack for this. So what they're doing is adding these like blue laces to the pairs that they're going to be sold by Trophy Room to attempt to delegitimize all of the pairs that are already in circulation out there. Now, big asterisk next to that is like, if you go and look at the people selling the trophy rooms, all of them say blue laces are coming on Tuesday or blue laces are coming on Friday.
Yeah, I saw
like
that.
they're backdooring the blue laces, man.
Yeah.
They like quite literally, they're backdooring the shoes. And then the blue laces they're using to try to delegitimize the backdoor pairs, they're backdooring the blue laces to the same people. Yeah. So it's a disaster. And the joke is that by the time they release, there's going to be 25 pairs that they drop online because every other pair's been backdoored.
That's so funny. Are the shoes numbered out of 13,000? Like,
are they numbered like the 5s were?
Right,
Like numbered?
yeah.
I don't
Is the stock 12,000?
I think it's 12 or 13.
That's what the rumored stock is.
That's actually not bad.
But I don't.
You don't know if they're numbered.
I don't think they are.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think they
Because
are,
it'd
bro.
be so cool if the laces on like the tips had the number with the shoe.
Right.
That'd be crazy.
The fact that they're not numbered is probably why he went so hard with the backdoor.
Right, yeah.
Because the Trophy Room 5 is like, also the hype. You guys remember, like, those sat in store that day. It's crazy.
I don't want to talk about those.
Absolutely
That's
nuts.
crazy.
I know. And yeah, prices went to the moon on those. But yeah, these things, the pre-sale prices were so high that he just, I think, they're taking full. Okay, let me ask you this. So the people are talking all about, oh, Marcus Jordan's going to lose his contract. Marcus Jordan's going to lose his contract. And then people are like, man, that's MJ's son. He'll never lose his contract. And then the response to that is, well, he didn't dunk from the free throw line. You know what I mean? Like he's not the one that actually blessed Nike with everything that they had. Like, I don't know. Could Marcus Jordan Trophy Room Store lose their Nike contract for like an egregious backdoor offense? I don't think that they would like. I think that maybe they could have a restructuring. Like if right now they're tier 0, obviously because they're getting collaborations, maybe they are getting not allowed collaborations in the future.
I could see him lose it. You know why?
Why?
Elon Musk basically got kicked out of his own company.
Okay.
So, I mean,
yeah.
I'm just saying, you get enough people in the boardroom.
Exactly.
And they're like, we can't have this happening.
Of
anymore.
Course. Yeah.
That's why, I mean, it's
well,
not like
publicly
Nike,
traded companies. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So my opinion is
they need Jordan.
They need Michael Jordan.
Yeah. Oh, Michael.
They don't need Marcus Jordan.
Marcus Jordan.
Yeah.
But does Michael Jordan have a say in if Marcus Jordan gets to stay?
Not if they do something where that affects Michael Jordan's bottom line.
Yeah.
You know, even to the tune of
he had dineros.
a 0.25% or whatever. I mean, because he has equity in Nike. That was the thing about his
Jordan
contract,
brand. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just saying I could see it happening.
Yeah.
But
this is pretty bad, man. I mean, this is a bad backdoor. Everyone knows about it. Literally everyone. You don't hear about that type of publicity. I've never heard about it. And there's people that like undefeated backdoors every release, and everyone knows it, but no one talks about it this much. Like this is getting exposure. So for that reason alone, I could see something changing with the trophy room. Maybe we don't see another trophy room Nike collaboration ever, or for a long time. You know what I mean? Will they stop being? Will they lose their Nike contract? Like have it completely stripped from them? Now they can only sell Asics and Adidas. Doubt it.
Slim,
yeah. I doubt.
Possible.
You just never know. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Board of directors. They are going to be the ones.
Enough people on there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The investors are going to be the ones calling the shots on it. Did you guys go for the Cybersole hoodies last week or the other week? I think it was last week.
No. How much were those? It's 99 euros.
99.
How much is that USD?
I think it would 130, 120, 130
bucks.
bucks.
Exchange rate
Plus shipping and handling.
And where are people selling these at now?
eBay. Dude, they were flipping. Yeah, we did a release channel for them shamelessly. So many people wanted them, and then
not me.
What's that?
You said we. I said not me.
GFNF, yeah. Actually, yeah, but no, we did a full release guide and whatnot because the demand was there. We just have so many people that
they want them.
That want them. Exactly. And that's what I said. Like when we first posted and we were like, pinging reminders like, hey, this is in 30 minutes, whatever it is. People are like, man, are these really profitable? I'm like, Cyber has more fanboys than 80% of the brands that we buy. And that is the truth. I mean, we buy Ben Baller shit sometimes. Ben Baller collaborations, and no one knows who that guy. Like, that guy's so irrelevant. Cybersole, there's just enough demand in our own little niche industry that those hoodies were a guaranteed flip. And lo and behold, selling for like a few $100 on eBay.
They could have GR'd it, though.
They could have GR'd it.
I thought they were going to. I thought they were going to make it made to order and just absolutely cook those up.
They said like Lucas and team publicly on Twitter prior to the release had said that they're not going to be GR'd, that they are going to be limited. And so Cyber does, they love hype. That hype machine is powerful. So it makes sense to me that they went with the limited nature of the product. Good amount of success though. They definitely produced a decent amount because I saw a good amount of checkouts in our group and elsewhere on Twitter. It's fun.
So one thing I wanted to ask you actually was, you were talking about these like complex con type conventions. And
like card shows.
Yeah. Is that where you primarily would buy your like higher tier cards from?
Yeah, so I buy like all my high-end cards probably from shows generally, but now that like shows are going away, it's not even that they're going away, it's like they're still having them.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be the best place to buy. There's tons of high-end, like there's a lot of shows are just really, really high end stuff.
Yeah.
What's the one coming up that you were talking
The
about?
The National,
Yeah.
which
Yeah, I
we're
wanna
going
go
to
to
make a
that.
big
Let's
deal out
go.
of it. I've
GF
already talked to you about it.
Yep,
Let's do
GFNF's
it.
gonna be at
I wanna
the
go.
National, of course. Oh, we
Yeah.
have to. GFNF's gonna be there, and I know zmead and the car brokers team's gonna be
Yeah,
there. So it's gonna be
Film it
fun,
or something.
dude. It'll be
Because I
fun.
want to buy a Pokemon. Like that might be where I buy a Pokemon
Yeah.
card.
Yeah,
Oh,
we can make a
that's-
big deal out of it. Like
be
have
cool.
like dinner and
Yes.
on us for like all the members. That'd be
Reserve,
sick.
yeah, we'll like reserve out like we'll do it
fun.
right. We won't like all just like try to converge in like a little burger joint or anything. We'll rent the place out. We'll do it big, so it'll be good.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, regardless,
That's
that,
good to know,
that should be a
though.
lot of fun, honestly.
Do that.
Do you go like I guess obviously prior to this past year, were you going to card shows? Like was that like a passion of yours?
Yeah, and I still went a couple times this year, I think.
Yeah.
To just some local-ish ones, like 2 hours away. But yeah, it's always fun. The National is really fun. Once you go to the National, all other card shows just feel terrible.
How
At
big
least
is
in my
it?
opinion.
Well, and where do they? What's the center that they hosted?
This one will be in Chicago. They host in like different places.
Okay.
Chicago, I have no idea where
Is
it's
it
at.
huge?
Yeah,
Do you
it'll be
get,
huge.
Do you get like better deals at those than like if you're on eBay or something?
Yeah, usually
People
you
wanna
do.
sell.
You can
Yeah, people-
haggle too.
Yeah, and you don't
Oh, yeah.
and you don't pay tax or anything like that, and they don't have to report it on taxes.
So
Not
they're
to say
so
that
the
they-
sellers have so
You know what I
sellers
mean.
have incentive to
Yeah,
move it too.
sellers have incentive is what I'm saying.
And you even see that like at like sneaker conventions and stuff. It's just like everyone's in this like hustle mentality where like they're just trying to buy and sell. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
even if it's an offer that they wouldn't accept on eBay,
Yeah.
because they're in the moment, they're like, if I take that money, I can
I
go
can go
maybe
get-
buy that Luca card. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like there's
yeah.
there's
Yeah.
something there, and people like wheeling and dealing. Like it's fun.
Yeah, that's pretty much all the National is. You're like
That's
5
cool.
days of just wheeling and dealing.
It's
and
5
there's-
days, huh?
There's thousands, tens, maybe even hundreds of thousands of people there.
Sneaker
No
Twitter's
way.
on to us, dude.
That's sick. That's
Yeah.
cool. All
I'm
right,
getting all the
awesome.
sneaker Twitter there. That'll be fun.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
I'm sure there'll be a good amount of people like
Yeah.
from our world and space that are there. That is cool. Yeah, that should. And it's in. You said it's summertime.
Yeah, it'll be like July 28th ish
Sick.
to like August 1st or so. No, it's not
The
like the
weekend,
official,
4 or
but yeah,
5
something
days.
like that. Yeah.
Awesome, dude. Hell yeah.
Put me down.
Sweet. Let's go to the segment this week's leaks. We'll do some upcoming sneaker and or drops that are coming out and kind of vocalize our opinions. So we can start with. I wanted to talk on the blue Yeezy slide. Have you guys seen those yet? And what are your thoughts initially?
It's my first one I want to get, probably just because.
For yourself?
Yeah, I'm supposed to go to the beach for one, but two, it'll probably be the cheapest time to get a Yeezy slide if they produce enough of them. You know?
Right, a blue one. I
Yeah.
think they're cool.
I mean, I'd rather have the bone white, but it's like they're so expensive. I'm not paying.
No.
Yeah.
What are they at now? Aftermarket?
I don't know, over 200 probably.
Okay.
Too much.
They've
That's
been
steep.
too high for
Yeah.
too long, so that's the only reason. I don't think they're great looking, but I
Yep.
might want a pair to. I don't know.
And they're different too. They're
Yeah.
they're definitely distinct.
Yeah.
The black nylon Sakai Vapor Waffle is another one that we've seen. I think we've seen some official images of it. It's triple black nylon upper with the gum bottom. What are your guys' thoughts on these?
No.
Not for you?
Not a fan. It's like, I didn't like the other vapor waffles with the thing that sticks out the back of it.
Oh, sure.
And the colorway in general is terrible, even if it didn't do that.
Black and gum just
Yeah.
never hits for me,
No,
dude.
it's-
Well, when I
it's
saw it, that one of the swooshes looked like it was like rust colored, and it looked pretty bad.
Right.
Couldn't wear them.
I'm sure they'll resell probably, but
They they definitely will. But
Yeah.
even the old style like Sakai Vapor Waffles when they did triple black, they were barely profitable.
that good.
Remember?
Yeah.
they just didn't look that good either. Like I
Yeah.
had those in hand. They're like
Well, and the
Yeah,
OG
the
ones,
OG ones.
Are sick.
they were
They're
probably
so
thinking
sick.
like, "Oh, look at the OG ones. I'm just gonna buy those." 'Cause
Yeah,
these black
exactly.
ones suck.
Right, they're
They
not.
need to do it the other way. Release the black ones and then release the
And
cool
then the
ones.
They
better
would have done
colors.
better. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
They definitely would have done a lot better.
Yeah.
Dude, let's talk about zmead's heat, bro. For a dude that's not for a dude that's not involved in sneaker reselling anywhere near as much as he is cards. This guy pulled up in UNC off-white
Yeah.
ones, just stun it on
I
us
had to stun
immediately.
on- I had to
I
stun
get
from the
out.
gate.
Yeah,
Bro,
I get out.
There's a blizzard out, and I'm like,
It is literally
"You're wearing those
yes,
in the blizzard."
Yes, exactly.
Because I don't do that. Like,
Dude.
literally, we're gonna go outside,
They were
and I'm not
fun.
putting these in the rain.
Right.
I feel bad about it.
Why? They, like, I wore these in the snow.
I know, and they look
Exactly,
so
and then
clean
and then
somehow.
and then
Yeah.
zmead and then so he buys the UNCs, stunts on us in a blizzard, just gets slush on him, doesn't care. He's like, I'll just go put on my Chicago off-white ones,
no.
and then he buys the Volts. Or these were DS
We bought these
until
at the
today.
store. Yeah.
Yep, he copped these at a local store. Unds's them in another blizzard, like 10 minutes. Like, walk outside. I'm like, bro, really? Like, it's horrible
We
out
were going
here.
to a nice restaurant. I had to change shoes.
True. He goes, hey man, where are your shoes? Where are your shoes? Yeah, but not in like the worst weather. But then Vince can't have that because he's got to be the guy on the show wearing.
He wants to be cool.
Dude,
so he had to
was
pull out
wearing these-
Dornbacher 4s. Bro, who even has those? And first off, I'm roasting you because they're so sick and I'm jealous. First off, when did you get those? And I think it's hilarious that you unds them.
I'll tell you the
today.
story.
Yeah.
All right. I've been looking at these for probably a year on StockX.
Yeah.
And the ass just kept going up and up. And I went and sold to a local place just a bunch of my Yeezys and crap I didn't really care about. And I was about to leave. They're about to give me my money. And I look over at the wall and I'm like, oh, crap. Are those Dornbacher 4s?
Yeah.
And I walk over. I look at them. The price is like $1,700. And in my mind, I'm like, I haven't seen them under $2,000 new on StockX. And it says new on the tag. So I take them off and I go up and I'm like, are these new? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, I want those. And then he's like going to the back to get the box in the other shoe. And he's like, damn, you just bought these so quick. Did we just like get scammed? And I'm like, yeah. You guys got fucked. And we look at the price. I mean, they're like the lowest ask is $2,200.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
I mean, I just had to get them.
They're so cool. They're iconic.
I mean, the tongue is just, dude, Superman.
Oh
on the
God!
tongue?
Yes,
What?
I know. It's Superman.
How can you beat that?
It's incredible.
Those are my favorite Dornbachers.
It's a
out of
sick
Aren't they
shoe.
sick?
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
And they
yeah.
have like some dude told him a bunch of shoes, and they have like 5 different Dornbachers.
Yep.
Like in that same 10 and a half.
That's cool.
But I was actually impressed that I got you subconsciously to wear Kith.
Yeah, well, you didn't,
Well, I don't
so,
know.
I mean,
it's nice.
Well,
I like Kith. I'm glad you're wearing it.
Well, thank you. It wasn't subconscious. I've owned this since release. Thank you. Hit a bunch of stuff, dude. This is when Kith shipped stuff.
Yeah.
And this is when Kith shipped multiples too. So I had like several hoodies.
Yeah.
Several tees, like long sleeves, short sleeves, and whatnot, and yeah. So I've got a couple pieces from the Tom and Jerry collection
That was
that are fun.
I think they used to do that. 2019, like spring, was the last time. Like, I would hit 10 of the tie-dye tees. I hit a bunch of Tom and Jerry's.
Yep.
And then like I think just sneaker culture, like people started buying it, and then there was like one per house.
Yep.
I think what they do is they literally match zip code to zip code, and if you have similar, like, so let's say, oh, here we have an order to this zip code. Check and see if we have another order to that zip code with like matching 3 or 4 things. And
Right.
it's like, oh, they got multiple. See ya.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, I don't know how else they're doing it. Because they do
all-
such a good job.
They're super thorough,
of
man.
multiples. Yeah.
But how many are getting released? Like stuff like that, like a hoodie or something.
Dude, stock's gotta be like 50-ish, 100
A
per
lo-
size. Maybe.
yeah.
Oh, well, that would be easy
50
to
to
go through
100.
that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they definitely manually check too sometimes.
On their Monday
'Cause you'll
programs
get
and stuff
canceled
can be
a
like
few days
super
later.
low stock.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Depends on what it is. If you have more addresses, though, that's when it helps.
That's
I
what
have
you
a lot
need.
of addresses
Yep.
that I can use. So
That's how Vince is always wearing kits. He's got a bunch of addresses.
All of his other houses, right?
Yeah.
I have like 4 or 5 of some hoodies, and I just look stupid.
Vince wants to get Ronnie Feig on the podcast. That's like one of his dreams, and I'm all for setting big,
That's
setting
my
big,
goal.
yeah,
When
good,
we have them,
high,
I'd
big
be
goals.
down to just end the show forever.
Just last episode
That's
is
it.
sold out. Hey guys, we got
Met
Ronnie
my
Feig
goal.
on the show, and this is the last episode because it's the pinnacle. No offense, zmead. Of course,
I
this has
know.
been a fun one.
I know.
But
I'm better than Ronnie Feig.
I think you are better than Ronnie Feig. I think that Vince is biased there just because
Yeah.
he's so pro Kith. He's highly invested in Kith. Okay, back to this week's leaks. Another one was the CDG Air Foamposite. or Air Foamposite. Did you guys see these? They're super ugly. They're all spiraled
Terrible.
pattern.
So,
CDG's I
I
think
have a
they've got the
guy-
worst Nike contract of all time. Like the fact that they were given that silhouette is hilarious.
A friend, he's like does kids youth basketball leagues around here,
Mm-hmm.
and he knows like he knows NBA players and stuff, like their friends,
Yeah.
because they went out of Ohio State, and he was telling me like, I don't know, 6 months ago that foamposites are gonna be like the next thing to like come up, like the
They were
Dunks
hot
did.
back in the day. Yeah.
So he's telling me like start getting some and just keep them. I mean, I'm not doing it yet, but
Right.
I could see it. There's some good colorways.
I could also see it
Yeah.
just because I do know from firsthand perspective that they were actually hyped. As like I know to someone that's new to sneakers or just getting into sneaker culture, they look at those and
Yeah.
like, dude, what the fuck? These things?
Yeah.
They're crazy looking, they're different looking. But I remember like because I first got into like reselling shoes in 2012, 2013. Foams are still like pretty hot back then, man. People loved foams. People like needed to have foams in their rotation, especially like depending on what city. I had friends that were from DC and like everyone wore foams down there, man. Like that
I
was
didn't know that.
yes,
I
yes.
didn't know they were
Foams,
ever like
bro. Foams are like they were hot.
okay.
So
It
everything.
could take a big collaboration to like.
Dude,
push them over.
imagine
A
Virgil
couple
does a
of them?
foam posit or something.
Yeah,
that
so-
could change. That could, bro. Everything comes back in style eventually. You
Yep.
know what I mean? So the fact that there was actual hype and they were profitable, that you could resell foams. That
Yeah.
I was reselling them on Facebook Marketplace and whatnot for profit. So it's not that they were just
There-
popular; they were profitable.
There was a black one like Halloween or something like
Galaxy
a few months
one?
ago.
Oh,
a few months ago.
okay.
Yeah.
And I made like $20 off of it.
The
Dropped
Galaxy
on
ones, I
Foot
think I
Locker.
remember.
Galaxies,
Galaxies
go for
were
a-
cool,
They
yeah.
go for a lot, I think. I don't know
Yeah.
if they still do, but those
I
were like
remember
really
those.
hyped ones.
Yes.
Were those in the past year and a half?
No.
Okay. Oh,
Right?
these are the OGs.
The OG Galaxies were.
Uh-huh.
a
I
long
think they
time
had
ago, I
some
think.
newer Galaxies that.
I think you're thinking
Oh,
of the
they may
flight
have.
posits.
maybe.
I think you're thinking of the Galaxy flight pod. The
I
Galaxy
don't know phone pauses.
pattern and colorway on foams is hot and
Okay.
popular. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm here for a foam posit resurgence. I'm like, that's cool to me,
That's
dude.
what I'm saying, dude.
If-
CDG after CDG, maybe we can get Virgil.
Well,
Let's get Ronnie
CDG's a
Flag on
trash,
there.
dude. Okay.
No, I know CDG's
CDG
bad.
trash
but I'm
collab.
saying then you got to go to the next level.
Right.
you
Imagine
know?
if a hyped like artist or
Yeah.
musician or
Let's
whatnot
do it,
collabs
dude.
on a
Let's
yeah,
pump it.
I'm here for
Let's
it.
pump
Pump
it.
foams.
Yeah.
I'm here to pump and dump foam
I'm down.
posits
Yeah.
for a couple of years.
Yeah.
And then lastly is a shoe that has transcended sneaker Twitter and went viral is the Valentine's Day Air Force One. You remember seeing those things?
yeah.
They've got
Yeah.
pretty unique patterns on the tongue, I believe it was, and whatnot. Hot shoe, man. Big demand with girls and guys, frankly. And yeah, I think that shoe's gonna do
That'll
exceptional.
be like a TikTok shoe. I don't know what they call those, but
Yeah.
like all the girls start wearing them and then
Yes.
they just shoot up.
When they get like one of the De Amelio girls or whatnot to wear
Yeah.
one of them, and just like all the GS prices just absolutely skyrocket at that point. So
I saw someone put it next to the Strange Love. I'm like, you're not even close.
well, it's like a poor man's Strange
not
Love.
even close,
It's not.
though.
It's
I
not
don't
even
I
close.
don't like them that much. You
Which
like
one?
the
Love?
the Valentines?
Oh,
I don't like them
like
that much.
no.
I was gonna say.
No, like I just think that the demand is big enough that it should be a fun.
resell
It should be a
it.
fun flip. Yeah. Yep. But no, that is like. I don't even think you can call that a poor man's Strange Love
It's not
because
even
it's
close.
not. It's
Not even
just a
close.
low
I love
top that's
Strange
pink
Loves.
and white. Strange Loves are
You
fire.
have a pair?
No, I need a pair.
I told this story before. I had bought 3 of them after release because I knew they'd go up. Basically,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just finally got a pair like a few weeks ago, the special box, and I feel like I just climbed Mount Everest.
It's
Yeah,
awesome.
those
Because
are sick.
StockX just kept probably keeping them for themselves because like I'd buy a pair and then go up like $500 and StockX probably just kept them.
And they'd always say, "Oh, failed
they
authentication.
failed.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry."
Here's your refund."
Yeah.
You never get failed authentication. Do you get that much on StockX?
How do you get failed authentication on a brand new special box Strange
Right,
Love?
that they haven't even produced
Like,
fakes of yet.
yeah.
Like
I've
early
had,
on.
I've had it happen once, and I bought a lot of stuff off StockX.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
What's your
No.
favorite pair of kicks that you in your rotation?
Mm,
It's a random question. But.
That is a random question. I'm gonna go with. I like my off-white UNC ones. It's just
Okay.
like I love that colorway.
Yeah, dude,
So
definitely.
much you'll wear them even if there's a blizzard.
So much. I wear them if there's a blazer.
Hell
Like, they
yeah.
got orange
Card
laces.
that you have.
My favorite card.
Good question.
I'll probably. Oh shoot! I have no idea.
The
I like
52?
no. I I like my Mike Trout.
Sweet.
Just because it's like from my childhood, and I actually pulled that card myself from a pack
that's
back in the
awesome.
day.
What is it?
Which-
It's a Mike
which
Trout
is
what?
it?
Rookie?
Mike Trout 2011.
Okay.
Tops.
Is that his rookie?
Yeah, it's his rookie.
It's like his official rookie.
Yeah, just his base rookie.
Nice. Graded, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Sweet, dude.
Yeah.
I guess I wouldn't even care
Yeah,
for
no,
a
yeah.
10 if I pulled it myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, still, that's really cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
They actually got it from pack. Went all the way through the process. That's great, man.
So what's your favorite shoe?
My favorite shoe
Yeah.
that I have?
Yeah. I know, it's hard.
Probably, dude, I really like the Jordan 1 Paris to NYCs. Do you know that? They like,
Yeah.
when you scrape them, they get pink on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're like
just
gray to
yeah,
pink.
gray to pink.
Yeah.
They're just really cool. I don't know why I like them so much.
These are cool.
I love these, to be honest. But
Those are sick.
yeah, probably those Jordan 1s just because I can wear them a lot and I like how they wear.
What's your favorite Kith hoodie?
Did I have?
Yeah,
Ooh, that's really tough.
I know.
I mean, probably I have the carrot hoodie with Bugs Bunny
Bugs
sitting
Bunny?
on the box logo.
Okay.
The blue one.
Yeah,
That's sick. It's hard. I have a lot of different Kith hoodies.
you just love all of it.
Yeah.
Well, I was pointing out that like I don't know how old's Ronnie Fike? Is he your age? I think he's got to be him and Vince. Like everything that Ronnie does and is like nostalgic to Ronnie, Vince is like,
I
bro.
think he's got to be like a few years older than me.
That's
Yeah.
what would've
Yeah,
been
I
my
would say
guess.
like 35, 36
Oh,
maybe.
okay,
I
okay.
think because he yeah, I just feel that way, but there's definitely like collaborations that if he
Just
doesn't
really
do
hits
them,
home.
like if he doesn't do Flintstones, I don't know what's wrong with them because like the lineup of the characters, I already see it. I'm
Yeah,
like,
it'll go
there's
well on a
definitely
shirt.
things like but he's in my close to my proximity and age, so
Definitely.
that's why we need him on.
Well, dude, big things 2021. I know we've got big plans, big plans for the business, big plans for our personal reselling. Zmead's not going anywhere. He's my freaking guy. I honestly, I'm honored to have you as our first guest on the show, man. It's fun. Really cool getting to know you, and
Yeah,
it
been
even
awesome,
over
man.
even over the last year, you know what I mean. Getting to know you, you're an active provider in GF&F and whatnot, and our community loves you, and people know we're buddies. We talk to each other publicly on Twitter and stuff like that. So it's cool. Honestly, I know we've got big plans, and your face is not going anywhere. So
Seems like Joey Diaz, dude. We're gonna have him on like
all the
episode 100, episode 160.
right, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. No, it's cool. It and logistically it worked out really well to
Yeah.
shoot the show too. So
Sick,
couldn't have worked out any better. It was a fun one. So if you guys don't have anything to wrap it up, then I think we're good. So
Good to go.
we'll call
Let's
this
go.
one. All right, guys. Yep.